Good morning, Real Housewives of New Jersey fans. My name is Lindsay, the Housewife Historian, and welcome to my channel. For all of my other subscribers, I have been on vacation for the last week, and I apologize that I did not get any content out to you guys. I was out past the Outer Banks, and I didn't have very great service, but I'm back. It's business as usual, if not more so. And I have reached out to all of my New Jersey and Beverly Hills, Potomac contacts to get some information and some tea and get you guys up to speed with everything that's been going on in the Housewives world. We're going to start with the Real Housewives of New Jersey today because Melissa's old nose on Twitter posted a photo that is probably going to break the internet before it's all said and done. And you can be someone who heard it first here on my channel. And that is that there was a photo posted online that shows Frank Catania Sr., Roger from, if you guys remember, the Jersey Shore. He dated JWoww. And the last person in the photo is someone who you would never expect to be in a photo. And if you are a longtime Real Housewives of New Jersey fan, then you're going to exactly know what I'm talking about and why it's so significant that we're seeing a photo of him circulating the internet after so many years of silence, after he tried to go public and expose MG and JG. And that would be Bulldog, Brian. If you guys don't know who that is, he was a ex-boyfriend to MG. And when Penny was featured on this season, I want to say season number 5, Penny went on the show. She's done many interviews that she was not paid for. And she said that her goal, the narrative, the whole plan was she was going to expose MG for cheating allegations pertaining to Bulldog. Allegedly, she dated him up until she got with JG. Allegedly, she was living with him when she moved in with JG. Now, her story to her then boyfriend after they dated for about 8 weeks was that she had a roommate and things were not going well and she had to get out of there and move out right away. And so therefore she ended up moving in with Joe, and then they inevitably eventually got married. But here's the thing with the boyfriend. Here's a couple of things. So this was her most recent boyfriend before she started dating Joe and was on the fast track to getting married and having lots of babies, right? We know that from the timeline. Teresa's told us that before. Here's the thing about Bulldog. Bulldog has a lot of information and he was trying to expose it. But allegedly, Bravo did not want that narrative. People were warming up to Melissa. Therefore, they had to really make Teresa the villain, and they had to keep with the narrative that Melissa was this wholesome sister-in-law that was trying to get along with her sister-in-law, and that, you know, they kept her like the sweetheart, gave her the great edits, right? And it became inevitable when season 5 happened. I think it's season 5, guys. I know you'll correct me if I'm wrong. Penny came out and told people that that's exactly what producers were doing. They had gotten so much ratings and New Jersey was blowing up over Teresa, the table flip. But when Melissa came on, there was a genre, there was a ratings burst for people talking and watching Teresa and Melissa and Joe in this whole dynamic. And Bravo wanted to keep that going. Had Melissa been exposed back then, everyone's perspective may have changed. I don't know if the ratings would have changed or not, but our whole perspective on the situation would have most definitely changed. Okay. So if you have an opportunity today and you're not familiar with the Real Housewives of New Jersey, you know, the old years, the beginning years, I would encourage you to Google or look up some articles on Melissa's ex. I'm going to give you one article. It's going to be from Radar Online, and it is going to discuss what Bulldog said to Radar Online. He also was tweeting. There's also Fame Horgas had some things going on as well, that information about him and what had transpired. So at the time, he was surely, the whole debacle was surely making its rounds around the Real Housewives of New Jersey. But back then, blogs and such they weren't such a big deal. People didn't always go onto the internet. People maybe didn't know about them. Oh, the Google searches have already changed. Oh my goodness. Here we go. So I want to give you guys the Radar Online article before it's completely gone. And this is going to be from January 31st of 2013. That's how old this whole thing has been going on. And it's also important to note, guys, that way back when all of this was transpiring, of course, don't think for one second that Melissa's sisters weren't helping to support her and her narrative as well. There are tweets from the sisters calling out the Bravo Network and Andy Cohen, saying that their sister was not a cheater, and that if basically they kind of, I don't want to say they threatened Bravo, because but it was more, it was kind of like a, we're not going to let you do this to our sister type of statement. Now Bulldog allegedly had gotten sick with, I'm not sure, but he did have a illness, you an illness that was very scary. I think there was a point he wasn't sure if he thought he was going to make it or not. And the stress of dealing with Eminem, well, not Eminem, just MG and her family and everything that was going down, I think it just became too much. And something transpired, some sort of backdoor gentleman's deal between them. And he never, ever, ever spoken about it again, tweeted about it again, talk to any blogger or fan in a DM, a private message, nothing. We never ever heard from the man again until when this photo of him and Roger and Frank Catania made its rounds yesterday, posted by Melissa's old nose on Twitter. Now, why is my computer being crazy? I knew I should have wore a headset. I don't know why it's so loud out here this morning. Okay, so again, Radar Online 2013, guys. Let's get into this. It says Melissa Gorga's past is coming back to haunt her. The Real Housewives of New Jersey star is going to be at the center of drama on this season's hit Bravo show because her ex-boyfriend, Brian Bulldog, has come forward and not only slams Melissa, calling her fake, but also claims some salacious scoop on her ex that will rock the show, Radar Online is reporting. Brian tweeted last week, quote, "Time and a place for everything. Just know the phone call was an atomic bomb and not for me. TikTok, TikTok, LOL." According to insiders, Brian has inserted himself into the RHONJ show this season and plans to bring the drama. Quote, "Just so we're clear, I'm not trying to make anyone believe anything. I just speak the truth. It's how I roll." Melissa and Brian dated before she married Joe Gorga, and he takes a stab at his ex, making it sound like she married him for the money. Quote, "I remember the Friday night you said to me, 'Stop seeing other girls or I will marry that millionaire,'" he wrote on January 25th. 3 months later, you were married, LOL. Let me read that for you guys again, okay? Melissa and Brian dated before Joe Gorga, and I'm telling you guys, allegedly she was living with Brian until she made up an excuse about the roommate and moved in with Joe. Melissa and Brian dated before she married Joe Gorga, and he takes a stab at his ex, making it sound like she married Joe for money. Listen, quote, he tweets on January 25th, "I remember," he's saying this to Melissa, "I remember the Friday night Melissa said to me, 'Stop seeing other girls or I will marry that millionaire.' 3 months later, you were married, LOL." A Radar Online previously reported Melissa and Joe owe a whopping $2.25 million on their home that they initially only paid $450,000 for, and Brian claims it's all part of the fake image they're trying to portray on the show. Quote, "It's okay. She's so desperate to keep her fake image and fake fame," Brian said. "There is a level she is going to. The Real Housewives of New Jersey is currently taping season 5, but you will have to wait until it airs to see what the dirt Brian has on Melissa. Well, we never got to see that, so I am correct about season 5. Remember, this is the season that Penny comes on. Penny alleged that she had a conversation where she with the other girls, and that Bravo spliced and cut the conversation and put it together and made it sound as if she was talking poorly about somebody else. I think Teresa, when in actuality she was actually talking about Melissa. And allegedly the plan was she was going to have Bulldog on the phone because allegedly, and this goes way back, there was allegations, I think originally from Penny, that Melissa had maybe met up with Bulldog and had sushi with him at a restaurant, and Penny was there, and then but she left them to be alone. That was originally the story that Penny had, and I don't think that's wavered, but that was the actual plan for season 5. Let me see if I can pull that up. Hold on one second for you guys. I know I've read it for you guys before, but did I search it? It's always good to hear it online. Hmm. Okay, it looks like, let me go ahead and put this one out. This one is going to be Real Housewives of New Jersey. Melissa Gorga cheated on Joe with Brian Bowen. His last name is Bowen. Well into marriage. It is confirmed that Melissa Gorga from RHONJ has had an extracurricular activity on Joe Gorga with some guy called Brian Bulldog Bowen. Melissa Gorga met Bulldog during her stripper days and maintained the relationship after. It said with photos. Can I see the photos, guys? Please? I would love to see the photos. Let's see what they give us. Are they going to give us anything good? Doubtful, I'm sure. Some of these are old websites because, again, I think when Bravo decided not to run the narrative, they cut a lot of it out. And they didn't want any more press running around it because of the fact that we already had the press from Radar Online telling us to stay tuned to next season for season 5 filming, and that he was going to be making his way. So this says Brian did not tweet about the Real Housewives of New Jersey until a year after he created his Twitter account, and then it was cryptic and only his intimate group of followers saw it. A twist of fate brought someone to his timeline, a fan both of New Jersey and the Real Housewives of New Jersey, who was following Jay Wells' fiance, Roger, who Brian was tweeting with, and also reading Housewife blog comments about, put 2 and 2 together. Brian's Twitter account opened in 2011. Brian's friends joke about RHONJ in 2012, and Facebook comments post their Twitter handle on the 13th. It says Melissa Gorga's ex, Brian, aka the Bulldog, never asked to be involved in this, but as evidenced by recent tweets, he has made it very clear that he stands for truth. And here are some of Brian's tweets from 2013. It says, so I get a phone call today that she says she's not worried about me making it on the show because my tumor is back and I will be dead. Next tweet. They're hoping I will just go away now, or like she said, die from my tumor. Well, I'm not, and I'm alive today. Never wake a sleeping giant. Now, here I just want to insert one thing for you guys. If you follow me, then you know that I disclosed to you that there was a woman on Twitter who was going through chemotherapy treatments. She was a tree hugger. She didn't post bad things about other ones, but she was clearly a tree hugger. She said something that Eminem didn't like, and they came in her comments and harassed this poor woman and basically told her that her life was worth nothing and she might as well go unalive herself because she was going to die anyways. So that just made me think. That's all. And now next one, from Brian the Bulldog, allegedly. It says, I'm back and forth in New York, great hospital, and I have one of the best surgeons in the world. God is my life. I will be just fine. Next tweet. Don't kill me the first time. It's not going to kill me this time. I am blessed. I was 24 hours away from being paralyzed and blind. Next tweet. The ink on my body explains my story, demons of the past and angels of today that are in my life. It doesn't come off and it doesn't change. Then he says, just to be clear, I'm not trying to make anyone believe anything. I just speak the truth. It's how I roll. I don't have to look in a mirror or live with her. She has to do that all by herself. I know the truth, and so does she. I'm in a good place in life. They can say whatever they want about me. Next tweet. She can't make me look bad because I have made mistakes in my life and I own up to them. I'm not perfect. Who is? I can look myself in the mirror. She won't meet you on a show. She will leak bullshit. She won't because I say so too much. Because she won't because I can say so much. He's saying she won't meet with me because I can say so much. So she will just leak things through the press. I'm the one who has all the answers to everyone's questions, and it's the truth. I don't have to prove anything to anyone, but if this keeps up, the best is yet to come, and I haven't even got it started. Always be yourself. Man, I always believe in karma, but now I really believe it. LOL. You did it to yourself. Then he says, right now, thinking, how dare he? LOL. But it's okay when you do the dirty work to others, right? LOL. No one knows better than I do. So he said, right now they're thinking, how dare he? LOL. But it's okay when you do dirty work to others, right? Next tweet. It's okay. She's so desperate to keep her fake image and fake fame. That's the level she's going to go. I'm all good. XO. Next one. This is important. I get it. Your sisters have your back. I have a sister too. We would die for each other. But when one is wrong, we don't co-sign each other's bullshit. Maybe if you go on reality TV, you should act as if you were in a movie and hurt people doing it. Next tweet. I guess it's coming out after a year of dealing with this bullshit that I tried so hard to avoid. I turned people away and changed my number 3 times. He says, follow the arrows. It will add up. I have nothing to gain, nothing to lose. Didn't even want to be involved in this. Then he says, well, considering they claim I'm broke, let's do it. They said I want to ride her coattails. Okay, you rode mine long enough. I might have to appear just because I know that it's killing them. He says, that pic you have of her and the dog Gucci saddens me. She gave him up when she moved in with Joe. She loved him, but money more. Let's listen to that again. The pic you have of her and the dog Gucci saddens me. She gave up the dog to move in with Joe. She loved him, but loved money more. Then next comes my favorite tweet. The Friday night you said to me, stop seeing other girls or I'm going to marry the millionaire. And 3 months later, you were married. He put, I bought that cross. It was kind of like giving an exorcism. LOL. I tried to help her. What's funny is she would always tell me her brother-in-law is a lot like Juicy. When I saw him on TV, I saw why. He don't put on an act. No, bro, you broke up with her 7, 5 years ago. Bah, ha, 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 ha. I just got that. Her definition of Jesus is money. That's why she always says, thank you, Jesus. That's sad. So he's tweeting as he's watching. Season 4, I would assume. Remember, she was always saying, thank you, Jesus, and she had it put on a shirt. And then it says, here we go. Funny how you're plotting. Yeah, do this behind closed doors and very quietly public now. Funny, still 10 steps ahead. So he, again, is talking about them basically in quiet behind closed doors plotting. Then he says, let me set something straight. I don't hate anyone. It's not in my heart today. Like I said, if I confronted, I will just tell the truth. So I hear the new attack on me is that I'm mentally disabled because of my surgery. If I speak, LOL, then I don't know what I'm saying. Next tweet. Addiction is not something to attack people on. So sad. For the record, I live a sober life today by my own choice. Next tweet. Melissa was this bear in front of your house. LOL. Man, talk about the possibility of the perfect storm coming. I just found some interesting pictures with dates on them. So he must be implying he has photos with Melissa on dates that she would have been supposed to have been with Joe, allegedly. Next tweet. Now, you are doctors too, right? Question mark. Teacher, singer, stripper, actress. Come on, give it a rest already and define cokehead. People suffer from addiction. I'm going to let y'all sit with that for a second because I know that y'all have heard the rumors because we've discussed them very, very, very lightly on this channel. But there have always been allegations about the level that they like to take it when they're partying. We talked about the fact that there may have been no rest the night before the christening because they were drinking and partying. People that have went to college with her have come out and said the same things. So that's just a couple of things that I've heard about the Coca-Cola and them. Last week, remember, I never said she was a stripper or not a stripper. I do know, but I have not stated yet. Facts. So, now, if you guys remember that, sorry, I'm looking at this to see what was said here. So this is this is interesting. This is I was a story and field producer for Real Housewives of New Jersey or Jersey Shore seasons 1 and 2, and they do an interview. So that's at the bottom of this page if you guys are interested in reading more into the New Jersey accusations about Bulldog and Brian and the show airing. And this actually has, you might be wondering why Jan turned on Melissa, but she has her reasons. I got in touch with Jan recently and she agreed to answer all of the burning questions about her history with Melissa, and she's not holding back. After Melissa and Jan is so desperate for attention on Watch What Happens Live recently, Jan is speaking out after turning down money for paid interviews. And so then she goes on to do a very extensive interview, and you guys are able to read all of that. I've done videos on that, and I'm happy to do another one, but I don't want to necessarily include it in this victim, or not in this victim, in this video. I want to include one thing that he says, though. How soon after Joe and Melissa started dating did she move in with him? Like 6 weeks, 6 months after they were engaged. 6 months. Oh, yeah. She moved in 6 weeks. 6 months later, they were engaged. 6 months later, they were married. And 6 months after that, she was pregnant. She was so nice to Teresa in the beginning. I don't like Teresa. I think she's sneaky, but I do know for a fact Teresa tried to welcome her as a friend, as a sister, and as soon as they married, she started treating Teresa like shit. So he's basically saying that Melissa is blinded by the fame. She's money hungry and she is fame hungry. The last thing I want to leave you guys with is, so do you think that Joe knows how she used to be? And Jan says, no, I think she has him blinded and he will just say people are jealous. Listen, they couldn't ever leave each other's side. They were always trying to hook up with one of his friends because Melissa wasn't allowed to go out with him. This is why it was a surprise to me how she got out the night for the sushi lounge. I think he was going somewhere. So the sushi lounge is where allegedly Melissa put together a little get together with her friend Jan, not saying that allegedly Bulldog was going to be there. And he was at the sushi. So she's saying, I can't believe that Melissa even managed to make it to the sushi bar because, and Joe and Melissa have both said this, that they were crazy, wildly jealous about each other when they first got together. And they basically made a pact that they wouldn't go anywhere without each other. That meant that she gave up being bridesmaids or didn't go to people's bachelorette parties or wedding showers, whatever the case may be. If it was that sort of environment, they didn't go without each other. So she's saying, I can't believe Joe, they were separated enough that she could go to the sushi lounge to meet me and have her ex there. He's very jealous. He slapped her on the face one time because she was dancing with his one friend down at the Jersey Shore. He got mad at her because she was dancing with his friend and he thought she was flirting. She was dancing with him, trying to be friendly, and Joe didn't like that. So when they left the club, when we get into the car together, he allegedly, you know, I don't want to say, but you guys know what I'm saying, that he allegedly got a little more than upset. Lots of comments on here too, guys. This would be a great thing to check out if you guys are interested. This is going to be the famehorgas.wordpress.com. They really have everything. I mean, this is from 2020, but there's a lot of great history on there if you guys are interested. If not, I pretty much recapped all of the important stuff for you. So you won't have to go look at it, but if you're bored and you're interested in it, you should go check it out. So again, guys, this could be significant. Because of the fact it's showing that Bulldog is stepping out a little bit. Okay. Again, I reached out to all of my sources close to New Jersey and the cast on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I was very curious about why and how Frank Catania was involved. And allegedly he is friends with Roger, who is JWoww from the Jersey Shore's ex. And we do know that he did his podcast. And I think that maybe Bulldog and his girlfriend came as a friend of Roger and Frank and Brittany. So it does look like the ladies were at the get together as well. In the photo, you can see a Gucci purse at the end of the table. But it does look like Brittany, Frank's girlfriend, was also in attendance, looking amazing. She's very beautiful. She kind of looks like Danielle in a way sometimes when I see photos of her. But yeah, it just seems a little bit like the timing is a little bit peculiar. And again, guys, please remember that Bulldog has not spoken out since all of this transpired. Okay, he hasn't. And we know what Melissa's sisters and brother-in-laws are notorious for, right? So maybe he just gracefully backed away and said he wouldn't say anything anymore. Maybe they paid him, maybe they didn't. We don't know what could have really transpired, but we know that he went from tweeting about it, Radar Online articles talking about how it was going to come out in the season, to crickets. Nothing. And again, he doesn't answer DMs. He doesn't, sorry, there was like a fly on me or something. He doesn't Facebook, nothing. He doesn't correspond about them. He just wanted to move on. And now that it's been, I don't know, that was 2013. So it's been about 10 years. Maybe he's ready to talk again. Maybe producers want to see if they want to bring him in and expose it all. They could. This could be the season. Kim D said this could be the season where they go dirtier than ever and everything comes to light. And if everything comes to light, that's not a good thing for the couple, for MG and JG. That's not going to be a great thing for them at all, because there's still a lot of closet. There's a lot of skeletons in the closet. Because think about this. I'm going to leave you guys with this. Melissa and Joe, Teresa and Joe had to go under intense financial scrutiny when everything transpired, right? And they got the indictment. The government went over all of that shit with a fine-tooth comb, okay? So the thing about Joe and Teresa, all of their dirt's been aired. They took it like a G. Every skeleton in their closet was aired. It made frontline pages when they were going to court. The government did tons of digging as well on their financials. So anything skeptical, illegal, anything like that, it's long been exposed when it comes to Joe and Teresa. And I doubt highly that after Teresa's traumatic experience of spending, a year incarcerated, that she's going to come home and make any sort of decisions that could jeopardize her freedom, especially as it pertains to her finances. Okay, I don't believe that. So in my opinion, there's a lot more that could come out of Melissa and Joe's closet than Teresa and even Louis, because people have been digging so hard on Louis that if there's anything left, I'll be surprised, because I think they really just try to put everything that they could out there about him to whatever their case or their idea, whatever the great idea was, they've already brought everything they can out about Louis. There's nothing else. So really that just leaves us maybe exposing Melissa and Margaret. That's going to be my opinion for right now. Again, maybe there's nothing to this photo. Maybe, like my source said, Frank's friends with Roger. He was joining him for dinner, and Bulldog was in attendance, and that's it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. I want to know what you're thinking, what you're feeling. I know we haven't chatted about this in a week, so I really want to know what your guys' perspective is and how's it changed from last week. What do you think about Melissa's ex? And do you think that production would bring him on? Is my question. Even if they already were going to back in season 5 and then decided not to, do they think that now's the time? Just saying. All right, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, check out my Instagram. It's HW Historian number 2. I'm on Twitter, and I'm also on TikTok, and I'm also joining Lisa NYC Gal Out every Wednesday and doing a podcast on housewives, and our episodes drop on Wednesday, so you guys should check that out. I'm also working on my website and getting my blogs together, so make sure that you guys stay posted.